If you start collecting data before IRB approval, there's a good chance that your program will tell you something nobody wants to hear. You can't use any of this. That can mean redoing interviews, delaying graduation, or even restarting months of work. And not because your study is bad, but because one part of the process was misunderstood. In this video, I'm going to show you the truth about IRB, what IRB actually looks for, the biggest mistakes that cause delays, and how to move through the process confidently without avoidable setbacks. If you're planning interviews, surveys, or focus groups for your dissertation, then understanding this now can save you weeks or even months later. Let's get into it. IRB stands for Institutional Review Board, your university's ethics committee responsible for reviewing any research that involves human participants. Here's what IRB doesn't do. It doesn't judge whether your topic is interesting. It doesn't grade your writing. It isn't trying to fail your dissertation. IRB reviewers are focused on one core question: does this research adequately protect the participants? Everything in your application connects back to that idea. Can someone be harmed physically, emotionally, financially, or even socially? Will their privacy and identity be protected? Is participation truly voluntary, without pressure or cohesion? Or do participants clearly understand what they're agreeing to? When your documents answer those questions clearly and consistently, you've already addressed most of what IRB cares about. Why IRB exists? IRB did not appear out of nowhere. It exists because history has shown what can happen when research is conducted without ethical safeguards. Past studies expose participants to unnecessary risk without important information that was withheld, or failed to obtain informed consent. Those failures fundamentally changed how research is conducted today. And modern research follows ethical principles such as respect for persons, beneficence, and justice. These principles shape how universities review research involving human participants. As researchers, the responsibility is not simply to collect data, it is to protect the people who trust researchers enough to share their experiences. The biggest myth about IRB. One of the most expensive myths, doctoral students believe in this, is once my proposal is approved, I can start interviewing participants. That sounds reasonable, but in most programs, that assumption can cost months of work. Your dissertation committee and IRB are not doing the same job. Your committee evaluates the academic quality of your study, your design, alignment, and scholarly rigor. IRB evaluates the ethical conduct of your study, how participants are recruited, consented, and protected. In many programs, you must have both approvals before you collect a single piece of data. When students begin interviewing before IRB approval, a few things can happen. They are told the data cannot be used because it was collected before ethical approval. They have to redo interviews or surveys they have already completed. Their graduation timeline gets pushed back while they repeat portions of the study. The reality is simple. Patience at this stage protects your dissertation from preventable setbacks. Think of IRB approval as a safety lock on your study. You do not move forward with data collection until that lock is open. Common IRB mistakes. Now let's walk through several common mistakes that delay IRB approval and create frustration. As each one comes up, ask yourself, do any of my documents look like this? Mistake number 1, inconsistent documents. Your IRB application should read like one coherent study, not 3 different versions of your study. Delays often happen when the current email promises one thing, the consent form describes something slightly different. The interview protocol includes questions that do not match the proposal. IRB reviewers are trained to spot inconsistencies quickly. When they see conflicting information, they usually ask for clarification for revisions, which slows approval. A helpful mindset is this: every document should tell the same story about your study. If someone read only your recruitment script, only your consent form, or only your interview guide, they should still understand the same purpose, procedures, and protections. Mistake number 2, vague confidentiality procedures. Writing data will remain confidential is not enough. IRB needs to see how you will keep data confidential. Instead of general statements, be more specific. Where will files be stored? Encrypted drive, password protected cloud, or locked cabinet? Will audio or video recordings be encrypted? Who will have access to the data and under what conditions? How long will data be retained after the study ends? What is the plan for securely destroying data when the retention period ends? When these details are clear, reviewers can quickly see that privacy and data security have been considered carefully. Specificity builds confidence. Vague language raises questions. Mistake 3, weak or confusing informed consent. Informed consent is more than a signature. It is an ethical conversation. Participants should clearly understand why the study is being conducted, what they will be asked to do, and how much time it may take. Any potential risk, even if they are minimal, any potential benefits, including the possibility of no direct benefit, their right to withdraw at any time without penalty, how their information and identity will be protected. Problems arise when consistent forms use technical language, bury important details, or make participation sound required. IRB looks for consent language that is accurate, honest, and written in plain, participant-friendly terms. Think of consent as the first moment your ethical stance becomes visible to participants. If they can read it and say, I understand exactly what I'm agreeing to, you are on the right track. Mistake number 4, changing procedures after approval. Another common issue is making changes after IRB approval and assuming they are automatically covered. Examples include deciding to recruit participants from an additional site or platform, adding new interview questions that were not in the original protocol, expanding the sample to include a different group or population, modifying methodologies such as switching from in-person to online interviews. Many of these changes require an IRB amendment before they are implemented. If procedures change without updating IRB, the study may unintentionally move outside the approval protocol. A good rule of thumb is this: whenever something changes that affects recruitment, consent, data collection, or data security, pause and ask, does this require IRB approval? or an amendment. Taking that step can prevent serious complications later. What IRB reviewers are looking for: when many doctoral students think about IRB, they imagine reviewers searching for reasons to reject the application, when in reality, reviewers are actually, or more usually, looking for clarity. They want to know: can the study be understood easily from beginning to end? Are risks minimized? Are participants treated with respect? Does the recruitment process avoid cohesion? Are vulnerable populations protected? Can someone follow the procedures without confusion? A useful way to think about IRB is this: IRB reads your study through the eyes of your participants, not through the eyes of your dissertation chair. That shift in perspective helps make their process easier to understand. My advice for doctoral students: one lesson that becomes clear during the doctoral journey is that preparation reduces stress. Do not wait until the last minute to think about IRB. As the proposal is being written, begin thinking about recruitment, confidentiality, data security, consent, recording procedures, data storage. The more these pieces are aligned from the beginning, the smoother the IRB process usually becomes. IRB is not something to fear. It is simply another step toward becoming an ethical researcher. So in conclusion, IRB is not there to stop your research. It is there to ensure your research protects the people who make it possible. Approach the process with preparation, transparency, and respect, and you place yourself in a much stronger position for approval. If this video has helped clarify the IRB process, subscribe to Quality Coach for practical guidance on qualitative research, dissertations, and doctoral success. And if you're looking for templates, AI research tools, and a step-by-step resource to support your dissertation journey, visit qualitycoaches.com.